Hey guys, so I'm back for another tutorial, and this one is actually Valentine's Day inspired. Now this is not necessarily a look I would wear on Valentine's Day, but it's inspired by Valentine's Day because it's pink and purple and white and you know, those kinds of colors. I didn't incorporate any red, but I was just feeling kind of spunky and like doing colors, so that's what I went for. So if you want to see how I created this look, then stay tuned for the tutorial. Alright, so here's an up-close view of the look we're going for. It's quite involved, so let's just jump right into it. So by now, you already know the drill. I'm applying my Urban Decay Primer Potion, the anti-aging version, and this is going to help keep the oily lids at bay. Now for my base, I'm going in with Painterly Paint Pot from MAC, which is a light kind of pinky beige color, and I'm going in with a much lighter base because I really want the colors to pop, but I don't want to use white because I think white can be a little bit too stark on deeper skin. So I'm just going to blend this all over my lid up to my brow with my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush to create a nice even canvas to begin with. I'm also going to go in with my Maximum Coverage Concealer Brush from Bare Essentials and apply that paint pot under my brows. And I'm using this brush because it's very detailed, so it will keep a very sharp shape to our brows and go up as close as possible without, you know, disturbing the brows themselves. Now we're going to go ahead and cut the crease, and I'm going to use a Kors soft eyeliner pencil. This is the shade Athens, and I'm just going to sketch out the crease with this pencil, and it's a light purpley kind of lavender shade, which is perfect for sketching out the crease because it's not too harsh, so if you make a mistake it's easy to clean it up. So I'm just doing a semicircle shape in the crease to outline where we want the cut crease to be. Then I'm going in with my Waterline Liner from Sigma. This is from their Performance series, and I'm just using this brush to feather out that eyeliner that we put down. And it's a very small detail brush. It's actually one of my favorite brushes to work with when it comes to cut creases. So yay to Sigma for actually getting this set really right. Now I'm going to use the same brush and my Makeup Forever No. 9 eyeshadow, which is a light purple shade, and I'm applying that along where we placed the eyeliner. So the eyeliner is kind of our guide, and then the eyeshadow is now going to fill in the color. So just follow along that line with the eyeshadow and keep feathering it out so that we don't have any harsh lines. Now I'm going in with my Hakuhodo J5529 small blending brush, and I'm applying the same eyeshadow, but now I'm using it to blend the eyeshadow upwards. And this is one of my favorite brushes too for cut creases because it's a really small blending brush that gives us the control of being small, but at the same time we can blend with it because it's fluffy, so it's really great. Then I'm going to pick up some more of the eyeshadow on the edges of my J142 blending brush, and I'm using this brush to really diffuse the color now on the brow bone. So we're just going in and blending out the edges now so it fades upwards in a nice gradient so there are no harsh lines and we get a nice light diffused effect on the brow bone. Next I'm going in with Rich Purple Chromographic Pencil from MAC. And I'm just going to sketch out the outer part of the crease with this pencil just to darken up that cut crease area, but just keeping it on the outer crease area. And then I'm going to go ahead and flick it out or kind of feather it out with that same E17 brush from Sigma. Next I'm going to grab Makeup Forever No. 92 eyeshadow, which is just a matte bright purple on my MAC 242 shader brush, and deposit that color in the crease, just going along that cut crease and then feathering out the color into the brow bone area. A cut crease is all about blending and fading out the color and keeping that defined shape, so just go back and forth with the pencil, the brushes, and the eyeshadow just to kind of create the look you're going for. So we want to keep the outer crease area darker than the inner crease. So we're not pulling the dark color any further on the inner crease, but we're making sure we create that color on the outer crease area and make sure it's well blended. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of that Makeup Forever number 92 eyeshadow on that small blending brush from Hakuhodo, the J5529, and go ahead and blend some of that color on the brow bone just to make sure we have a nice seamless blended gradient effect. Then of course go back in with that lighter purple that we used before and just blend on the edges to make sure that we fade seamlessly from dark to light on the brow bone. Then I'm going to go in with my highlight, and I'm using the Bare Minerals All Over Face color in Clear Radiance, and I'm using my MAC 252 large shader brush to apply that beneath my brow for a nice highlight. And this color is a nice light shimmery pink that's not overly frosty, but it gives a great highlight under the brow and it blends seamlessly with the purples we have in the crease. Now I'm going in again with that chromographic pencil in Rich Purple, and I'm creating a outer C shape. So I'm bringing the cut crease further down to meet my lash line in a C shape. I'm going to feather out the color into the outer crease and outer lid area. And by now I don't have to tell you that I'm going to use the same little smudger brush from Sigma to kind of feather that color out and make sure there are no harsh lines. What I'm also going to do is feather out just the area on the outer lid, so it's not such a harsh cut crease, but like a faded cut crease. So I'm just feathering the color lightly. I'm not really blending it, but I'm kind of diffusing the cut crease so it's not as harsh on just the outer lid, not in the actual crease. Then I'm grabbing the number 92 eyeshadow again on that blending brush and going over that area that we just placed the pencil on and just feathering the color in that area. Give a nice gradient faded effect. Now we can go ahead and clean up the cut crease area on the lid, and I'm using the same paint pot that we used before, that Painterly, and my MAC 242 brush just to make sure we sharpen up that shape where we may have come a little bit too far onto the lid. So clean up and sharpen up the shape that we created in the crease. For the inner lid area, I'm going to use Vanilla eyeshadow from MAC, which is a matte ivory shade with some sparkle in it, but not too much. And I'm applying that with my MAC 239 eyeshadow brush to really deposit the color and get great color payoff. And I'm bringing this color inwards about halfway onto my lid. Then next to the vanilla, I'm going to add this Inglot Body Pigment. This is number 126, and apply it with the same 239 brush just on the outer lid close to the purple. So we're not depositing too much of this pink so it overwhelms the look. We're just depositing just enough so we have that pop of pink showing through, and then blend it in with the vanilla eyeshadow. Also going with a little bit of the purple to make sure that pink blends seamlessly into that outer lid area. Now on the lower lash line, I'm going to apply that chromographic pencil again, and I'm just going about halfway on the lower lash line with this pencil. And of course, blend it in with that smudger brush that we've been using all along. Now for the fun stuff, I'm going to create a very small winged eyeliner on my upper lash line using my Marc Jacobs Magic Marker Precision Pen in Blacker. And I'm going to just create the little wing there, and I want it to be thick enough because we're going to put the glitter down over it. So just create a small wing and then we move on to the glitter. Now for the glitter, I'm using Disco Diva from Lit Cosmetics. And I'm going to apply this with a E17 eyeliner brush. This is also one of those very small performance series brushes that is great for detailed work. So I'm using this brush and I'm going to dampen it with the Clearly Liquid glitter base from Lit. And apply this very carefully over the liner that we put down. I don't want it to go outside the liner. I want to keep it right on the liner. So the liner acts as a background to the glitter, and it really pops when you look at it. Now for my mascara, as usual, I'm using Better Than Sex from Too Faced, and I'm applying that to my upper lashes and also on the lower lashes to make sure that they stand out. And I almost forgot to put on lower waterline liner. This is my L'Oreal Infallible Gel Eyeliner, and I'm just applying that with my Sigma EO5 eyeliner brush. So here go the eyes, all done with lashes and all in place. So now we can move on and finish up the rest of the face. So I've already applied my foundation and all that jazz, and for that I use my Maestro foundation from Giorgio Armani, and my shade is number 10. Now we can move on to some highlighting, and for that I'm going to use my Mr. Light Stylo Correction Instant Corrective Pen from Givenchy. And my shade is number 6, and I'm going to apply this under my eyes, a little bit in my forehead, and along the bridge of my nose to create a nice highlight. I'm also going to pop a little bit of this on my chin just to make my chin pop out a little bit more. Now, one tip that I can share with you that I learned from this product is that you should let it sit on your skin for like a minute just to get a little bit more tacky and not as liquidy as it initially applies, because once you get to blending, it can kind of just blend in and just disappear on your skin. You want it to actually show up and pop through. So I'm gonna let it sit, and then I'm gonna blend it out with my Sonia Kashuk pointed foundation brush. And then, of course, where the magic happens is your beauty blender sponge. Just pounce it over the edges of that color to blend out the edges so it's not this harsh line, especially down your nose. You don't want to have that skunk stripe happening. It looks really bad, especially in pictures when you can see a defined line. It's not cute at all. Now we can go ahead and do our contouring, and for this I'm going to do very light contouring because the highlight already kind of brings out certain features, so I don't have to really go in and severely contour my face. But we're going to do a little bit of something anyway. I'm going to use my, what is this? The Stick Foundation from Iman, and this is in the shade Earth 1. And I'm just going to apply this down the bridge of my nose on the outsides, not too much, and the contours of my cheeks, and a little bit on my forehead because my forehead kind of needs to recede right here. But you can see the contour happening already, but I'm just going to apply it in those areas and then blend it in. And to do that blending down my nose, I'm going to use the Precision Angled P84 brush from Sigma. And this is a great brush for contouring and blending out colors in those really defined areas like your nose bridge, because it's of the shape of it and how small it is. So just blend out that color with this brush here on your nose, and then to blend out the rest of the contour on my forehead and on my cheeks, I'm going to use the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which is a great brush to use with cream products. I really love this. You can use it with cream blushes, foundation, highlighters, any cream product at all. It works really, really well. And then, of course, blend with your beauty blender sponge, because this is going to bring everything together so it doesn't look harsh and just, yeah, there aren't lines happening all over your face that you don't want to happen at all. So now we're done with all the cream products and liquid products, so I'm going to go ahead and powder my face with my Marc Jacobs Perfection Powder in Fawn Cocoa, and it's just my face powder, and I'm going to apply it with the Marc Jacobs The Face 2 brush, which is just a nice kind of kabuki style brush with a angled shape, and I'm gonna just powder around the areas of my face like my T-zone and a little bit on my cheeks to help prevent shine. Now I'm gonna add some highlight powder under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose and in my forehead. I'm gonna use the Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light from Hourglass, which is the light yellowy, pale yellow shade, and I'm going to apply that with my Cosette S135 brush, and I'm just going to blend it into my skin lightly, and this is going to add like a pop of light to those highlighted areas. And then for a pop of color on my cheeks, just a very subtle pop, I'm going to use my Bite of an Apple blush from MAC, which is just a light, like a pinky red. It's a nice shade to work with, and I'm going to apply that with my powder contour brush number 2 from Chanel, and apply that just to the tops of my cheeks and blend it backwards. Now for a pop of shimmery highlight on just the high points of my cheeks, I'm going in with my Petticoat Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC, which is just a pale pink golden shimmery layer of goodness, and I'm going to apply this with a dampened beauty blender. And I found this really works if you have oily skin and you still want to have a nice shimmery highlight without it looking too greasy and too crazy. Use a dampened beauty blender to apply it so it's not overwhelming, and it applies it really nicely. Now let's move on to the lips. So for the lips, it was kind of trial and error. I was trying to create a pinky nude lip, so I kind of just went with it and fixed it as I went along, so bear with me. The lip liner I used is Nude Lip Liner from Lipstick Queen, and this is available at Ulta. This is the first time I'm trying a lip liner from them, and this is a peachy nude shade, and I outlined my lips with this to start out with. And then for the nude lipstick, I chose to use Sensual Sparks lipstick from MAC, which is kind of like, I would say it's a neutral nude lipstick, and this came out with one of their recent collections. And I applied this all over the lips and blended it in. And then to add to that, I went in with a pink lipstick. This is from a really old collection. It's called Bloomin' Lovely, and it's a kind of lavender pink shade. It's nice. I love it. This is one of my favorite colors actually. And I applied this over the center of the lips and blended it in to give a more pinky lavender hue to the color, the nude color. And then I said, what the heck, I need to do something else with this. So I went in with my Cork lip pencil from MAC, which again is a nude, but this is a darker nude, and I outlined the edges of my lips and on the inner corners. And what this does is create dimension and actually give you a fuller looking pout. It's more 3D effect. And then once that looked pretty decent, I thought that was fine. I went in with a lip gloss from MAC as well. This is called Lavender Wind. And again, it's one of their older lip glosses, and it's kind of a pinky lavender shade. And I apply this to my lips, just over all that good stuff, and this is the resulting lip I came up with. So there you go, guys. That's the completed look. Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial, and I packed as much as I could into the tutorial with the face, the highlight, the contour, the lips, all that good stuff. So hopefully those of you who've been asking for a full face enjoyed these types of videos. And thank you so much for watching and subscribing. If you have, definitely hit the favorites, like, and thumbs up. Well, the like and thumbs up button is the same thing, but yeah. And leave any comments that you have below, because I read all of them and I really appreciate all of the positive feedback and the not so positive. What are you gonna do? So as usual, links will be below to my blog with pictures of the final look, complete list of products used, links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook page. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.